On the battlefield of this decisive battle, just when Taudi used Shadow Clone again and tricked Terumi Mei, Shinobi, Ziguishan Puffer Ghost and others one after another, Qian Yu finally appeared in the finale, setting the stage for the universe. In his hands is Dao Di Zebu's real body, which has been successfully captured by him. Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost, Terumi Mei and others were shocked, and didn't understand what happened for a while. The ninja armies of the decisive battle between the two sides also temporarily stopped fighting. Terumi Mei was surprised. Qian Yu. Also, is that the main body of Momochi no longer beheaded? What exactly is going on? Qian Yu smiled. Isn't this obvious? Terumi Mei and Ziguishan Puffer Ghost, both of you are doing your best to defeat the rebel army. One intends to capture the thief first and capture the king first, while the other directly started the decisive battle. However, it is not a fool not to kill Taudi, otherwise it would be impossible to survive in the blood mist. He saw through your plan and used you instead. Use one shadow clone to deal with your Terumi Mei, and the other to hold back Suiguyama Fuguki and his army of ninjas. In this way, Kirigakure must be empty in the rear. Just think about it carefully, what Momochi Zabuzai wants to do most is enough. Terumi Mei's expression changed. Assassinate Lord 4th Mizukage. Qian Yu nodded and smiled. Exactly. Jonin Ching was shocked and said, so you just guard Mizukage-sama and wait for Taudi not to cut himself off? Yes, isn't this a very simple matter? For a moment, the entire battlefield was silent. Terumi Mei, Shinobi, Ziguishan Puffer Ghost and the others couldn't help being shocked and admiring Qian Yu. And the ghost lamp full moon behind Qian Yu also showed a smile at this moment. Obviously, only then did he understand why Qian Yu had been so calm all this time. I really underestimated this man. Terumi Mei sighed. Sure enough, I'm still not as good as you, Qian Yu. Both Shinobi and Shinobi remained silent. As Terumi Mei's supporters, the two were also very ashamed to develop to this point. Things are just as Qian Yu said. The day of the decisive battle, Qian Yu went directly to the place where Mizukage was secretly hiding. He believes that Momochi must have an undercover agent who knows where Mizukage is hiding. Things turned out as he expected. Momochi Zabuzai took advantage of Terumi Mei and Ziguishan Puffer Ghost and others to be lured away. I sneaked in here by myself. He was originally known as a ghost man, and his best skill was silent killing. No one knows assassination better than him. Unfortunately, he met Qian Yu. Qian Yu had already transferred the 4th Mizukage Yugura, and transformed himself into his appearance, waiting on the sidelines. Momochi decapitated Master Mizukage with a single blow. When he was full of ambition, he saw a scene that terrified him. Master Mizukage, who lost his head, stood up again. And the head actually began to recover slowly. Then it turned into another person. It is Qian Yu, and his absolute defense of frozen fruits' natural elementalization. Qian Yu naturally shot in an instant, and directly used the freezing moment to completely freeze Dao Di Zai Bu Zan and successfully captured it. Afterwards, Qian Yu escorted Dao Di Zai Bu Zan to the battlefield. It can be said that it is effortless, and great contributions have been made. Terumi Mei and Shinobi have already worshipped. But the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost will not admit defeat. HMPH, even if you're scheming, you'll just capture a peach alive and never kill it. It is not up to me to kill these rebel armies. He is giving orders again, preparing to start this decisive battle. But at this moment, Qian Yu handed over Dao Di Za Bu Zan to Ghost Lantern Full Moon for escort. Then he jumped down from the height, came to the center of the battlefield between the two warring parties. He is alone, facing thousands of rebel troops. Subsequently, in the eyes of everyone's attention, in the shocked eyes of many ninjas, Qian Yu bent down lightly and touched the ground with his right hand. Then, Ice Age. Rumble. Rumble. Boom. Moment. Terrifying freezing cold air whizzed out from the palm of his hand in a frenzy, and scattered in all directions in an instant. The entire earth is completely frozen, as hard and cold as 10,000 years permafrost. Even the air seems to be frozen, making people extremely suffocating and unable to breathe. And this terrifying cold air spread wildly. In just an instant, thousands of rebellious ninja troops. Everything is frozen in it. What means? In the minds of all ninjas, this is the real magic trick. One person, with one's own strength, froze thousands of troops in an instant. The whole battlefield was dead silent. Everyone was scared silly. Can't say a word. Even the Ziguishan puffer ghost was stunned, his face was pale and bloodless in shock. Terumi Mei even covered her mouth, extremely surprised. Only Qian Yu stood up again, turned around and smiled at everyone. The end of the rebellion. In the dead silence, Qian Yu smiled slightly, announcing the final outcome. The end of the rebellion. That's right. This mist Shinobi rebellion, which has lasted for many years, was brought to an end by Qian Yu himself. Momochi Zabuchin, the leader of the rebel army, has been captured alive. And all the thousands of rebels were frozen by Qian Yu's ice age in an instant. The rebellion ended immediately, of course. However, none of them recovered from this shocking scene at all. The Kirigakure rebellion was solved by Qian Yu just like that. Terumi Mei, Ching, Bai, Ziguishan Blowfish Ghost, Hoshigaki Kisame, and even Ghost Lantern Full Moon also saw Qian Yu's full strength for the first time. For a moment, everyone was shocked and speechless. At this time, Lord Yuanshi, Quanbingwei, Zhongji and other elders also saw this scene. The three of them were equally shocked. Quan Bingwei sighed. Unexpectedly, this Qian Yu patriarch has such terrifying power. One move to freeze thousands of rebel troops, this matter will definitely cause a sensation in the entire ninja world. His name will inevitably spread everywhere. Zhongji also nodded. Well, but not only his strength, but his strategy and mind are also extremely good. If it's Terumi Mei and Ziguishan Puffer Ghost on the first floor. Dao Di Zai Bu Zan is on the second floor, and he used the tactics of two people instead. But Qian Yu was on the third floor. He saw through everyone's plan, used it, and easily captured Taodi alive. Both of them looked at Master Yuan, waiting for his judgment. Master Yuan also said with great emotion, indeed. I didn't expect that his strength and mind are so terrifying. He said he was going to be Mizukage before, I thought he was young and frivolous, now it seems. He's just telling the truth. This battle is completely performed by Qian Yu alone. Guanhei and Nakayoshi also nodded silently. Soon. Under Qian Yu's order, all those rebels who were frozen, died, injured, or fainted were dealt with. Even most of these rebels are not from Kirigakure. It was the external force that Momochi no longer relied on. Kirigakure's ninjas are naturally merciless in their handling. And Qian Yu also handed over the Peachland he had captured alive to Master Yuan. Everyone also came together. Lord Yuanshi sighed. Patriarch Qian Yu, you ended Kirigakure's decades-long rebellion by yourself. Not only captured the leader Taodi alive, but also captured thousands of rebel troops. This is the first challenge, and there is no doubt that you have won it all. Actually, with your current achievements, you can become Kirigakure's Mizukage-sama. Terumi Mei was also convinced, but her gaze towards Qian Yu was a little more intense. But of course the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost was still unconvinced. Master Yuan, isn't there still a big challenge? If I can complete another item, am I also eligible to compete for Mizukage? Master Yuan was taken aback for a moment, then nodded and said, what you said makes sense. But no matter what, Patriarch Qian Yu deserves a big credit. The entire Kirigakure, the entire land of water should know his name and achievements. Then. Soon, the whole Kirigakure knew the outcome of the battle. Of course, Qian Yu's name instantly spread throughout Kirigakure, the entire land of water. For a time, all civilians and ninjas were extremely excited. Even more, he admired Qian Yu's 5 bodies and admired him endlessly. In this chaotic world of change, such a hero can be said to be a savior born out of nowhere. Let all the people of Kirigakure, the land of water, see the dawn and hope. Similarly, this news quickly spread to the Snow Clan. Shui Wu Yu Yi and all the elders in the clan were both shocked and delighted. Qian Yu has made such a great contribution, no matter whether he can become Mizukage or not, he is already a big backer of the Snow Clan. The future Snow Clan can be said to be at ease. And the other side. Water without moon and snow, water without moon and white, is practicing with Ringo Yu Yuri and contacting ninjutsu. After hearing about this incident, they were all pleasantly surprised. Shui Wu Yu Bai's eyes sparkled even more. Brother Qian Yu is so amazing. I have to work harder to practice, and I can help him when I become stronger. Minazukiyuki and Ringo Yu Yuri looked at each other and smiled. This night, Qian Yu has become a guest of Mist Shinobi executives. It has been recognized and worshipped by the entire country of water. Just when he was about to rest, suddenly someone knocked on the door. He opened the door, only to find that it was Terumi Mei standing outside the door. Her face was a little red, and her expression was a little shy. Why? Come to me so late, what's the matter? Terumi Mei hurriedly said. No, it's nothing. I just wanted to congratulate you for accomplishing such a great achievement. Of course, as a member of Kirigakure, I would also like to thank you. Qian Yu laughed and said, is it just because of this? Terumi Mei blushed even more, and there is. Although I lost in this matter, I lost convincingly, but I will never give up. I'm still your competitor for Six Tails Jinchuriki. Qian Yu smiled and said, of course. Don't forget our bet. Thinking of the bet, Terumi Mei's heart was beating wildly. If he really lost the bet and Qian Yu became Mizukage, what would he ask himself to do? No matter what you want to do, you can't refuse. But thinking about it, I don't seem to want to refuse. Thinking of this, Terumi Mei's heart became even more frenzied. Seeing Terumi Mei's expression, Qian Yu knew that she was thinking wildly. He couldn't help but said, would you like to come in and sit down? Terumi Mei blushed immediately. No, remember, we are still competitors. After saying this, she immediately ran away. Looking at her back, Qian Yu couldn't help but smile. The next thing to do is the Six Tails Jinchuriki foam. Of course, Qian Yu is also very familiar with this person. In the original, he chose to defect from Kirigakure because his master wanted to kill him. But in reality, his master was simply trying to free him from his Jinchuriki destiny. So he wanted to withdraw the power of the tailed beast, but Bubble decided that he wanted to kill himself. In extreme panic and despair, he killed his master and fled Kirigakure. The final ending is also very tragic. After being captured by Pain's Six Paths, he plucked the tail beast and died. It was precisely because of knowing this that Qian Yu understood where the Bubble's heart lies. It's nothing more than feeling that the people you trust the most have betrayed you. Soon, the contenders for the Mizukage position are all targeting the Six Tails Jinchuriki thing. After all, this is the final test. Of course, this test is different from the previous ones. The bigger problem is figuring out where the Bubble is. This is not a question of strength. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost immediately dispatched all his men. He was the captain of Anbu after all, and it used to directly control the intelligence forces. Of course it is handy for this kind of thing. Although Terumi Mei does not have such a strong network as him. But he has also been at the top of Kirigakure for many years, and has even received the support of Chingbi, the old mist Shinobi Jonin. He also sent his own forces to search for it. Only Qian Yu was left. Ghost Lantern Moon asked, Master Qian Yu, are you still not in a hurry this time? He seems to have gotten used to Qian Yu's style. Qian Yu laughed and said, we don't have as many subordinates as them to do things. There is definitely no way to compare with them. Ghost Lantern Full Moon frowned. Then what should I do? Qian Yu said, you forgot, I had a foretelling before and knew about fourth Mizukage being controlled by someone. Ghost Lantern Full Moon's eyes lit up. Indeed. At that time Master Yuan forced you to disclose your intelligence network, but you did not agree. So, we are the most dominant side. Qian Yu smiled. That's right. So, according to intelligence, where did the Bubble go now? Qian Yu said calmly, the Earth Spiders. Soil Spider family? Ghost Lantern Full Moon knew about this family. It is also a family that has been passed down for many years in the country of water. Although the power is not as large as that of the Ghost Lantern clan, it is very mysterious. It is even rumored that there is a certain forbidden technique in the family. Its power is extraordinary, and it is a force that makes other families fear. How did Master Qian Yu know? Qian Yu smiled and didn't answer. Of course he deduced it from the original plot. Bubble later had a female student named Yingying. She is a member of the Earth Spider family, and she has never left the family, so she knows the Bubble can only be there. Of course no one else would know this. Only someone like Qian Yu who is familiar with the plot can deduce it. Then, Qian Yu immediately took the ghost lamp Full Moon and headed directly towards the Earth Spiders. The Soil Spider family is similar to the Snow family. Both belong to the Land of Water, but not in Kirigakure's family. Qian Yu soon reached the territory of the Soil Spider clan. I also met with the patriarch of the Soil Spider clan, Yazi Xingja. At this time, Qian Yu's name spread throughout the Land of Water. The Walker of the Battle was also very surprised when he saw it, and then he was immediately excited. You are the Qian Yu patriarch who quelled the rebellion. Qian Yu said with a smile. The patriarch is polite, we are all the patriarchs, there is no distinction between superior and inferior, so don't call me an adult. The walker of the battle waved his hand and said, "That's not the case. You have made great military achievements for the country of water. Now all the ninjas and civilians in the country of water are very grateful to Patriarch Qian Yu. No matter what needs Patriarch Qian Yu has, I will fully cooperate." Qian Yu smiled and said, "That's great. I want to find someone." "Who?" Kirigakir's Six Tails Jinchuriki, foam. Journeyman frowned. Six Tails Jinchuriki foam? I did hear that he disappeared suddenly, but I haven't seen him. Or is it that Patriarch Qian Yu heard of his clues and is nearby? Qian Yu said, "Almost, I'm sure he should be around the earth spiders." The walker of the battle immediately said, "In this case, I will immediately send my tribe to look around. Then I would like to thank the Patriarch." Just when the Patriarch of the Soil Spider clan sent someone to look for it, a girl peeped in from outside the door. Of course Qian Yu noticed it immediately. The girl was startled immediately and shyly avoided it. Qian Yu smiled and said, "If you want to see it, you can watch it openly, without sneaking around." Then, the girl walked out shyly with a blushing face. It was the granddaughter of the head of the Soil Spider clan, a girl named Hotaru. Qian Yu found out that someone was peeping, and immediately asked her to come out. That girl is the Patriarch's granddaughter, named Ying. In the original work, he later became Bubble's disciple. But right now, nothing has happened. Ying was a little shy, but looked at Qian Yu curiously. "Are you the hero Qian Yu who quelled the rebellion and saved the land of water?" Qian Yu smiled. "It should be me." Ying was even more surprised. "But, you are so young." "I'm afraid he's not a few years older than me," Qian Yu said with a smile. "If age can determine everything, then there are not only old guys in this world." Ying scratched her little head, thought for a moment, and nodded. "Well, you have a point. Hotaru is a beautiful girl who looks very sunny. A head of brilliant golden hair, slightly curled. Fair and delicate skin, bright eyes and white teeth, a pair of green eyes are very agile. Especially her figure, although she is young, is already very plump and graceful, which makes people's heart beat." Thinking of her original ending, Qian Yu couldn't help sighing with emotion. "However, this time, of course, I will not let that happen again." Ying soon became acquainted with Qian Yu. He gently sat on the chair beside him, his legs dangling back and forth. She is very curious about Qian Yu, and also admires him very much. He kept asking about the things he had done before. Hearing the exciting place, I couldn't help clapping my hands and applauding. Especially the story of Qian Yu capturing Taudi alive and then freezing all the rebels with a trick called Ice Age. It also made her eyes shine, full of admiration. Qian Yu laughed and said, "Telling my own story is a bit like boasting." Ying hurriedly said, "How could it be? What Mr. Qian Yu said is the truth." "So Master Qian Yu, are you here to look for that Six Tails Jinchuriki this time?" "As long as we find him again, thanks to Qian Yu-sama, he will definitely be able to become Mizukage-sama, right?" Qian Yu pretended to be thinking, then nodded and said, "Well, it should be almost the same." Ying immediately excitedly said, "Great. Then our country of water must be saved. Then I will definitely do my best to help Lord Qian Yu find that person." Looking at her cute and sweet smile, Qian Yu couldn't help but gently stroked her head. Ying's face flushed immediately, but she didn't dodge, instead she smiled sweetly and happily. What a cute girl. Qian Yu couldn't help but sigh with emotion. At this time, the patriarch of the Earth Spider clan, Yazi Xingja, finally rushed back. Seeing his granddaughter being so close to Qian Yu, he couldn't help but smile wryly. He had known this granddaughter's character long ago, and he also knew that she admired Mr. Qian Yu very much. "There is no way. Ahem, Patriarch Qian Yu, I have sent all the clansmen I can to search for it. As soon as there is news, I will report back." Qian Yu smiled and said, "Thank you, Patriarch." That night, Qian Yu temporarily stayed in the Soil Spider family. Ying went to the room to pester Qian Yu to tell stories. He was forcibly pulled back by the patriarch. "Sorry, my granddaughter is too willful." Qian Yu laughed and said, "How come? Having such a lovely granddaughter will only make everyone envious." The traveler also smiled and said, "I'm afraid I'll disturb Patriarch Qian Yu's rest." Too polite patriarch. At this time, Master Patriarch. The two immediately turned their heads and saw the members of the Soil Spider family galloping towards them. "I found a strange man in the back mountain. Looking at his clothes, he should be that Jinchuriki from Six Tails." We didn't dare to act rashly, so we rushed back to report immediately. Yazi Xingja nodded and said, well done. Patriarch Qian Yu, next. Qian Yu said, don't worry, just leave it to me. Then, Qian Yu brought the ghost lamp Full Moon, together with the patriarch of the Xieji Xing and more than a dozen elite ninjas of the Soil Spider clan. Plus Yingying, the little girl who insisted on following along to join in the fun. Together they came to the back mountain of Yi clan. Soon, under the full moon, Qian Yu and others soon discovered the man. He was sitting on the branch of a big tree on the top of the back hill. With Erlang's legs crossed, he blows bubbles leisurely. Bubbles flew up, rose into the sky in the moonlight, and then burst again. Obviously, he had no intention of avoiding Qian Yu and the others at all. Qian Yu stepped forward. It seems that you don't want to hide. Bubble glanced at him. Are you that Lord Qian Yu who is called a hero? Qian Yu smiled. I didn't expect that even a guy like you who is running around knows me. Bubble said. Now there should be no one in the country of water who doesn't know your name. Qian Yu suddenly asked back. Are you envious? Bubble froze. What did you say? I said, do you envy me? Foam stared at Qian Yu silently. Qian Yu laughed and said, as a Jinchuriki, of course I have my own difficulties. There is no way to live freely like ordinary people. I still have to be treated differently, indifferent, disgusted, hated, feared, and suffer all kinds of pain. Bubble said coldly, so what? All Jinchuriki share this fate. Qian Yu smiled and said, you are wrong. Even a Jinchuriki can change fate. For example, perfect Jinchuriki. Bubble's face suddenly changed. Perfect Jinchuriki. As a Jinchuriki, it is of course impossible not to be a perfect Jinchuriki. What is the perfect Jinchuriki? Not to mention, the skyrocketing increase in one's own strength is not at the same level at all. More importantly, after becoming a perfect Jinchuriki, you can communicate with the tailed beast in your body and fight side by side. Ordinary Jinchuriki, on the one hand, borrow the tail beast chakra for battle, but also worry about the tail beast inside the body making trouble, and even taking the opportunity to seize their own body. But the perfect Jinchuriki is like a true companion. Not only will it not plunder chakra, plunder the body, but it will unreservedly provide the support of the power of the tailed beast. This is tantamount to a heaven, a hell. How could one not want to be a perfect Jinchuriki in the bubble of a Jinchuriki? But he's worth it too, it's so hard. Perfect Jinchuriki, tempting indeed, but who else can do it? Throughout, I also only heard that Master Fourth Mizukage, and Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee of Cloud Shinobi Village did it. Qian Yu nodded. That's right. Even until the Five Shadows Conference in the original work. Shimura Danzo also said that there are only 4 people in ninja history who can perfectly control the power of tailed beasts. Senju Hashirama, Uchiha Madara, Killer Bee, Citrus Yagura. Of course, the supposed control of Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara doesn't count. One of the 2 people relied on strength, and the other relied on spirit to suppress the tailed beast. This can only be regarded as persuasion, not sincerely. What's more, the 2 are not Jinchuriki at all. So, until Uzumaki Naruto becomes the perfect Jinchuriki, there are indeed only 2 perfect Jinchuriki in the ninja world, Yagura and Killer Bee. Qian Yu laughed. However, since there are precedents, it is not impossible. Bubble sneered. You want to coax me by drawing cakes? This is not a pie. Qian Yu said indifferently. The only 2 perfect Jinchuriki, one of them is our Mizukage. Then, besides Cloud Shinobi Village, the only one who has mastered the method of becoming a perfect Jinchuriki is, of course, our Kirigakure. This is a fact. Bubble said. Even so, I can't get it. But I can. You? Of course, if I become Mizukage, these secrets will naturally be in my hands. Bubble's heart moved. What Qian Yu said was indeed true. Yagura holds such a secret, but unfortunately, he has been controlled by illusion all the time. Don't say it's the Jinchuriki who revealed the secret to himself. He doesn't even have a normal mind. There is nothing but madness, cruelty, blood, and violence. That's why the bubble feels hopeless. But now, if Qian Yu becomes Mizukage, he may indeed give himself hope. Why should I trust you? Asking the bubble like this, it is obviously already shaking. Qian Yu smiled and said, then who else can you trust? Bubble froze. Indeed, besides trusting the man in front of him, he had no other choice. Defecting Kirigakure. Can. But after that, he either had to endure the constant mental torture of the tailed beast, and he had to be vigilant at all times to be controlled and seized by him. Or, it was captured by other ninja villages, big countries, or organizations that coveted the power of the tailed beast, and died by pulling the tailed beast away. What Qian Yu said may indeed be his only hope. Why are you helping me? Qian Yu said with a smile. You should understand that I am not helping you, but helping myself. Besides, if I become Mizukage, wouldn't I wish there was a perfect Jinchuriki in the village? Aside from the crazy Mizukage-sama right now, there won't be any other shadows in any of the villages, right? The bubble finally stopped convincing. Indeed. In this case, I will choose to trust you once. Even if it doesn't succeed in the end, the worst is just what it is now. Qian Yu smiled and said, don't worry, it will succeed. Seeing that he had successfully subdued Six Tails Jinchuriki, everyone couldn't help admiring him. The girl Yingying even had stars shining in her eyes. After solving the Six Tails Jinchuriki matter, Qian Yu and Ghost Lantern Moon are about to leave the Earth Spider clan. However, Yingying is reluctant to part with tears. She begged her grandfather, who was also the patriarch's servant, to let her go to Kirigakure with her. The Walker of the Battle sighed and could only look in Qian Yu's direction. Qian Yu said with a smile, this is a matter of the patriarch's own family, I can't be the master. However, if the patriarch is at ease, it is fine to let Hotaru follow me to Kirigakure. With me here, she will be fine. Jiji Xingjia's heart moved, and he immediately smiled and said, well, I'm relieved by the words of Patriarch Qian Yu. Next time we meet, I should call Mizukage-sama, right? Qian Yu said with a smile, the patriarch is too polite. Obviously, Yazi Xingjia is also an old fox. Of course he could see that after the Kirigakure rebellion was quelled and the Six Tails Jinchuriki troubles were settled, it was impossible for anyone to stop Qian Yu from becoming a Mizukage. That being the case, it was naturally something he could not have dreamed of for the Earth Spiders to get in touch with him. As for her granddaughter Ying, she had always wanted to go with Qian Yu. I just want to be a favor, so that I can bind the Earth Spiders in this new Mizukage-sama. In this way, of course, the Earth Spiders can sit back and relax. Then, Qian Yu took the ghost lamp full moon, recovered the Six Tails Jinchuriki bubble, and a young girl Ying, striding towards Kirigakure. Brothers, take Mizukage. Qian Yu subdued the Six Tails Jinchuriki bubble. It can be said to be a complete victory in the true sense. The two major tests proposed by Master Yuan were completely completed by Qian Yu. This time, it can be said that no one is qualified to stand in front of him. Even Ziguishan Puffer Ghost, Terumi Mei, and even Master Yuan himself can't do it. Along the way, Qian Yu led the crowd towards Kirigakure. And the other two sides, Terumi Mei, Shinobi and others returned without success. As for the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost, they have been secretly sending people to follow and monitor Qian Yu's actions. Obviously, he also thinks that he may not have a high chance of Qian Yu completing the task. So decided to do both. On the one hand, the forces under the dispatch seat are frantically looking for bubbles. On the other hand, it is to monitor Qian Yu's actions and prepare to intercept him halfway. However, when he actually saw Qian Yu bring back the Six Tails Jinchuriki foam. But he couldn't help but change his face. Watch Qian Yu striding towards Kirigakure's Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost from a height. His face was very ugly, and Hoshigaki Kisame, who was beside him, glanced at him. Do you want to do it? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost hesitated for a long time. Finally shook his head. Hoshigaki Kisame smiled and said, because I'm a fellow in the village after all, so I can't do it. That's not your style. Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost snorted coldly. That kind of thing means nothing to me. I just don't want to fight an uncertain battle. Hoshigaki Kisame fell silent. In the final analysis, it is to know that one's own strength is not as good as others. But the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost obviously has no intention of giving up. Qian Yu, do you think that after completing these two challenges, you will be able to successfully become Mizukage-sama? Tell you, it's not that simple. How many years have I been in Kirigakure? I have worked hard and made countless contributions. How could I give up the throne of Mizukage to a brat like you? Hoshigaki Kisame couldn't help frowning as he looked at his hideously distorted face. He remembered what the man said to himself. And so back to Kirigakure. Master Yuan came to greet Qian Yu in person. Beside him, there are two veteran elite Jonin, Ganbei and Nakayoshi. Master Yuan was both delighted and deeply moved. With a leader like you, Kirigakure finally has hope for a comeback. Qian Yu smiled, not being humble. The Six Tails Jinchuriki bubble glanced at Master Yuanshi. I searched in the crowd, but I didn't find the figure of fourth Mizukage Yagura. It seems that, as the rumors said, he was controlled by someone, and he could no longer be a Mizukage after he was released. Master Yuan also noticed his gaze, looked at him and said, "Foam." Bubble nodded as a greeting. That's just the way he is. Master Yuanshi sighed. Now Kirigakure has internal and external troubles. Although a genius like Qian Yu has turned out, he still needs everyone's help. Your strength is essential. Whether it's good for Qian Yu, the whole Kirigakure, or even the land of water. Bubble still nodded silently. Master Yuan couldn't help wondering, how did Qian Yu bring him back with this kind of personality? Bubble decided to defect? But anyway, Kirigakure's two thorny problems have finally been solved. He can also feel relieved. Qian Yu, start now, no one can stop you from becoming Mizukage. Over there, I will fully support you. Qian Yu smiled. Thank you, Master Yuan. At this time. Oh? Yeah. A man's deep and cold voice came. It turned out to be the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. And following behind him is Hoshigaki Kisame, and hundreds of other elite ninja troops under his command. The one who was being escorted by them turned out to be members of the Elders, and at the forefront of the members of the Elders, controlled by Hoshigaki Kisame. It's fourth Mizukage, Yagura. At this moment, everyone was shocked. Master Yuan was even more shocked and angry. Watermelon Mountain Pufferfish Ghost, what do you want to do? How dare you kidnap Lord Fourth Mizukage and the Elders of the Elders? You are blatantly rebelling. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost laughed loudly. Old man, I was planning to rebel, so do you need to talk too much? Relying on your age and seniority, you really think you have the final say? Just a dying old fellow. At this time, Terumi Mei and Qingbi also rushed out. Seeing Qian Yu, she immediately said urgently, Qian Yu. Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost is about to die. Apparently she had discovered the conspiracy of the Ziguishan Puffer Ghost and wanted to come to inform Qian Yu. It's a pity that it's still a step late. In her heart, she has also been convinced, and has confirmed Qian Yu's Mizukage identity. The same is true for the two Qingbi beside them. It's a pity that we have to go through this last hurdle. Terumi Mei and Qingbi immediately stood together with Qian Yu, Yuan Shi and others. This time, it can be said to be the final showdown. Two of the most powerful forces in Kirigakure. On one side are Master Yuanshi, Quan Bingwei, and the senior elders represented by Zhongji. Add Qian Yu, Terumi Mei, Ghost Lantern Full Moon, Qing, and Bai. On the other side is the ghost of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer, Hoshigaki Kisame, and his elite ninja army that he has trained for many years. Who can win this duel? There is no doubt that Kirigakure will become the real Mizukage Sama. For a moment, Kirigakure was at a standstill. The decisive battle is about to start. Master Yuanshi is well informed and experienced in hundreds of battles, but at this moment, cold sweat can't help flowing from his forehead. On the one hand, most of the elders were kidnapped by the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost, even including the previous generation Mizukage Yagura. It's tricky in itself. What's more, even if they don't care about the lives of these people, once a war breaks out, regardless of the outcome, it will be a devastating blow to Kirigakure. Originally, after passing through the blood mist, there was not much left of Kirigakure's family fortune. Now the most elite forces are here. If there is a war, both sides will suffer, and Kirigakure will lose hope completely. For a moment, he also hesitated, extremely difficult. In the end, he looked up at Qian Yu, obviously wanting to leave the decision to him. To this man who has been identified as the new Mizukage. But he was surprised to find that Qian Yu still had a calm smile on his face at this moment. Could it be that he had already made arrangements? The same goes for Terumi Mei. She is already very anxious now, because she naturally thought of everything Master Yuan could think of. How to solve it, but she has no way. Fire and civil war may solve the problem, but it will only cause more serious consequences. What to do? She also looked at Qian Yu. Is he laughing? Suddenly Terumi Mei's heart moved. Thinking of Qian Yu's time and time again, he had predicted things like a god and planned strategies. Whether it's quelling the rebellion or retrieving the Six Tails Jinchuriki, everything is in his plan. This time, is it no exception? Thinking of this, Terumi Mei suddenly felt more at ease. This, perhaps, is a sense of security. Terumi Mei thought to herself. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost looked at Qian Yu, who was still smiling calmly, and couldn't help but burst into anger. Qian Yu. So far, are you still so calm? Yes. I admit that your strength and strategy are far superior to mine. But, so what? I have devoted myself to Kirigakure for so many years, no matter in terms of qualifications, prestige, or credit, I am not inferior to you. What's more, there are loyal subordinates that I have carefully cultivated. What are you fighting with me? Back then when the rebellion was put down, your move of Ice Age did freeze thousands of people in the entire rebel army. But, are you going to use it on your own hands? The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost laughed wildly. Look at these people behind me. Although they are my subordinates, they are the last elite troops of Kirigakure. If you destroy them with your own hands, even if you become Mizukage, you will be nothing more than an empty shell, and you will also become the eternal sinner of Kirigakure. Lord Yuanshi clenched his fists tightly, and the anger in his heart was about to explode. And everyone else hated it too, but he knew that what he said was the truth and could do nothing about it. Only Qian Yu still kept smiling. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost couldn't help roaring. Why? Why are you still so calm now? Can't you panic and let me see it once? Qian Yu smiled and said, I do have that kind of thing, but you can't see it. Because you are not worthy. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost laughed back in anger. Ha 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 ha. I want to see, how do you solve the current desperate situation? I hold more than half of the elders in my hand, and the life of Yagura. Do you dare to fight me? What's more, my men are the last elite of Kirigakure, can you fight me? Qian Yu, you can't beat me at all, because you dare not kill me. Qian Yu smiled. I really won't kill you, but someone will. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost was stunned. Ha 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 ha, tell me, who dares to kill me? Who dares to kill me? Who dares to kill me? Just at this very moment, Qian Yu snapped his fingers. Suddenly, Hoshigaki Kisame, who was behind Suiguishan Puffer Ghost, suddenly exploded. Pull out the samurai sword and raise the sword. In an instant, it stabbed fiercely into the back of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. Go straight in and go out. Right to the heart. In an instant, everyone on the entire battlefield was dead silent. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost looked at the sharp edge that pierced his chest. Looking back in disbelief. The one who made the move turned out to be his most trusted and capable subordinate, Hoshigaki Kisame. You. Why? Why did you betray me? Hoshigaki Kisame smiled. You are wrong, Captain. Obviously you betrayed me, no, it's us. He turned the blade violently, smashing the heart of Ziguishan Puffer Ghost. In an instant, blood gushed out from the corner of Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost's mouth. His eyes widened, and he screamed in pain. He desperately stretched out his hands to grab something. Want to kill Hoshigaki Kisame, kill Qian Yu, kill everyone present. However, it was too late. His eyes were blood red, and then turned into complete darkness. Plop. The body of Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost fell down heavily. Die here. Everyone on the entire battlefield was shocked. No one understood what was going on, but there is no doubt that all this. It's still in Qian Yu's plan. Looking at the dead body of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer Ghost. The entire battlefield was still dead silent. Everyone was dumbfounded and shocked, not understanding what happened. At this moment, but Hoshigaki Kisame drew his katana. Then, from the body of Ziguishan Puffer Ghost, he took down the big knife Samahata that he had been thinking about for a long time. He glanced at Qian Yu. Master Mizukage, as you said, he really did. I also fulfilled our agreement. Now, this knife is mine, right? Qian Yu nodded with a chuckle, stretched out his hand and said, of course. Hoshigaki Kisame grinned. Although he looked terrifying, but at this moment, he was genuinely happy. Master Yuan and Terumi Mei looked at each other, and they both looked at each other in blank dismay. Hey, what's going on here? Terumi Mei couldn't help asking. All eyes of the crowd also fell on Qian Yu. Qian Yu smiled and said, it's very simple. I just had someone go and say a few words to Hoshigaki Kisame. Send who? What 2 sentences did you say? Qian Yu glanced at Ghost Lantern Moon. Ghost Lantern Full Moon said honestly, me. The first sentence is that your boss Suiguishan Puffer Ghost has been selling out information about Kirigakure to the enemy. This sentence alone shocked everyone present. Terumi Mei. He's doing this kind of thing? Master Yuan also frowned. Hey, I really didn't expect that. They didn't ask Qian Yu why he knew about such things. For the first time, Yagura is controlled by illusion. The second time, the whereabouts of the Six Tails Jinchuriki foam. These things have proved his intelligence ability. Of course, it was actually because Qian Yu already knew some information that others did not know. This is his real advantage. However, even if you know the intelligence information, how to use it is another matter. Those who use ultimate like Qian Yu can also be said to be true geniuses. Hoshigaki Kisame lightly stroked the spikes on the broadsword Samahata. Big Sword Samahata seemed very comfortable, interacting with Hoshigaki Kisame intimately. He was a living creature. Own your own choices and judgment. Apparently, he prefers Hoshigaki Kisame. Lord Qian Yu is right. After I heard this sentence, I went to secretly investigate the traces of the Watermelon Mountain Puffer ghost, and found a lot of evidence that he had liaison with foreign enemies. It's really ironic. He who has always told us to keep our secrets at the cost of killing our comrades has been betraying this village in this country. Master Yuan also sighed. Indeed, no wonder you killed him so quickly. I'm afraid that after you know this fact, you will feel extremely desperate in your heart? Hoshigaki Kisame just smiled. It's not going to be very happy anyway. Terumi Mei hurriedly asked. Then, what about the second sentence? Ghost Lantern Full Moon said honestly, the second sentence is. You killed the Watermelon Mountain Puffer ghost, the Big Sword Samahata and his place are yours. Everyone suddenly realized. Qian Yu's move can be described as a real drudgery. First let Hoshigaki Kisame know the true face of Suikiyama Puffer ghost, and let him completely disgust and despair about this person. Then promise them benefits and lure them with benefits. It can be said that he has completely grasped human nature in the palm of his hand. Hoshigaki Kisame jerked his broadsword Samahata up. The other hand is the evidence that the Watermelon Mountain Puffer ghost is collaborating with the enemy. Facing those subordinates, he said loudly, now you only have two choices. Death, or surrender. You can choose to die, but think about it, is it worth dying for this kind of person? For a moment, all the ninja army fell silent. Soon. Bang. There was a sound of weapons falling to the ground. One by one, all these ninja armies dropped their weapons and chose to surrender. Hoshigaki Kisame is right. Although death is not terrible, it must be deserved. But now, the man who was loyal to him has died, and died in a humiliating identity of collaborating with the enemy and traitorous country, and the meaning of working for him has long been lost. Yagura was released, and all the elders of the Board of Elders were also released. And how to deal with these ninja army? Everyone looked at Qian Yu. Qian Yu smiled. Since Hoshigaki Kisame gave you a choice, you also chose to surrender. Then I won't embarrass you. But, the time has come for you to commit crimes and make meritorious deeds. All these ninja armies look complicated. Qian Yu said, the era of Kirigakure change has come, and it is the time when your strength is needed. Shouldn't you back down? All the ninja army immediately shouted, I will follow Mizukage-sama to the death. For a moment, the entire battlefield seemed to be Qian Yu's swearing in and military parade. So far, all obstacles are removed. Qian Yu has become the fifth Mizukage-sama of Kirigakure. Everyone looked at Qian Yu and slowly bowed down, including Hoshigaki Kisame and all the ninjas who belonged to Suikiyama Puffer Ghost, including Terumi Mei and Ching, by these original competitors. Even, including Master Yuan, including all the elders of the elders. A new Mizukage was born. A new era of Kirigakure has arrived. Looking at all the senior Kirigakure and core ninjas who fell to the ground, Qian Yu just smiled lightly. All of this is just a matter of course, and it is what you deserve. He waved his hand and said, everyone get up. I'm not Mizukage yet. Master Yuan stood up now, and said with a smile, now, if anyone says that you are not Mizukage, I dare to fight him hard. Kwanbei also said, Master Mizukage, you have saved Kirigakure again and again, and now you absolutely deserve it. Nakayoshi also said with emotion, for so many years, Kirigakure has been devastated by the blood mist, and now it can be said to be precarious. Fortunately, Mr. Qian Yu was born out of nowhere, and it can be said that he saved the whole village from a life-threatening situation. On behalf of all Kirigakure, no, the commoners and ninjas of the Land of Water, I thank Master Qian Yu, no, Master Mizukage. The other elders were naturally also grateful to Qian Yu. Terumi Mei looked at the radiant Qian Yu, who was like a moon surrounded by stars, and her eyes couldn't help being filled with starlight. Qian Yu, I lost, and I am convinced that I lost. From now on, you will be the 5th Mizukage-sama of Kirigakure. I'm Terumi Mei, at your bidding. Qian Yu smiled. Terumi Mei's words can be described as a pun. It also shows his loyalty to the new Mizukage-sama. He also clarified his previous bet with her. Be Mizukage when you win, and obey when you lose. And at this time, the girl Ying, who was an outsider, couldn't help blinking her big eyes, and the expression of admiration on her face was many times more. Six Tails Jinchuriki Foam also sighed. I am in admiration for the skills of the new Mizukage-sama in front of me. With Qian Yu's order, the entire battlefield was quickly cleaned up. Afterwards, Master Yuan immediately notified the entire Kirigakure in the Kingdom of Water. Announced all the achievements of Qian Yu, and the news of Mizukage's upcoming appointment. For a moment, the entire Kirigakure, the entire land of water, was shaken. All civilians and ninjas, at this moment, worship Qian Yu extremely, and believe that he is the savior who rescued Kirigakure from the quagmire and abyss. Although, Mizukage needs to be elected by the elders, and the daimyo of the country of water must be notified and other procedures. However, these are not important anymore. Soon, the elders' meeting was held, and Qian Yu was unanimously elected as the new Master Mizukage without a doubt. Afterwards, Master Yuan, as a representative, notified the news to the daimyo of the land of water. Qian Yu has no feelings for the so-called daimyo. These things were left to Master Yuan to do. 3 days later, Qian Yu officially ascended the throne in Kirigakure and became the real 5th Mizukage-sama. For a moment, all the ninjas in Kirigakure cheered and were extremely excited. The whole of Kirigakure, the land of water, ushered in the true dawn. After Qian Yu became the new Mizukage, the first thing he did was to end the blood mist. Kirigakure's brutal and bloody policy that lasted for decades has finally gone forever. This caused joy in the entire Kingdom of Water. And those ninjas who had been tortured in the blood mist wept with joy, and they were all grateful to Qian Yu. Inside Kirigakure, Qian Yu appointed Yuan Shi as the head of the elders to be in charge of the elders' meeting. At the same time, Master Yuan is also the person in charge of connecting with the daimyo of the country of water. Responsible for all kinds of complicated government affairs. Appoint Hoshigaki Kisame as the captain of Anbu, master the big sword Samahata, and be responsible for various intelligence, espionage, assassination and other work. Of course, Anbu is still directly under the leadership of Mizukage himself. Creation of the new Mingbu, opposite to Anbu, also symbolizes the end of the blood mist in the new light of Kirigakure. Responsible for commanding most of the ninjas in Kirigakure, including task dispatching, assignment, execution, handover, etc., as well as external battles and other work. The Ming department is led by Terumi Mei as the captain, with Qing and Bai as the right and left assistants. Like Anbu, Akira is also directly under the leadership of Mizukage himself. Ganbei and Nakayoshi are in charge of the work within Kirigakure. Issues such as defense, policing, and even education and training are covered. Ganbei is Kirigakure's veteran Jonin and Genshi's right-hand man. In the original plot, he was the boss of Mizukage Chongjuro in the future. A man of strength and prestige. The same is true for Zhongji, but he is a perceiving ninja with strong hiding and perceiving abilities. His unique frost concealment technique and perception ninjutsu have made him famous in the entire ninja world. In the original, he was revived by Impure World reincarnation during the 4th Ninja World War. Along with Deidara, the Red Sand Scorpion, and Sai's older brother Shin, they appear as a surprise attack force. It was he who discovered Mitarashi Anko's Ninja Alliance surprise force. Later, he merged with Hanzo of the Salamander, Chio Popo, Kimimaro and others to fight against Konkuro and Mifune and others. His sensory ninjutsu is an existence that amazes both the enemy and us. Qian Yu also accepted the fate of Ghost Lamp Full Moon to deal with the outside world, mainly for the docking work between Kirigakure and the major families of the Water Kingdom. He was originally a descendant of a famous family, the Ghost Lantern clan. Now it is Qian Yu's confidant, the most suitable for dealing with the trauma of the major families who have suffered heavy losses in the blood mist. Among them, there are big families who have produced Mizukage level, the Ghost Lamp family, and the Citrus family. It also includes the Earth Spider clan and the Snow clan. And next, what Qian Yu has to do is reorganize the 7 ninja swordsmen. Ninja Sword 7. This is the golden signature of Kirigakure. It is also one of the strongest combinations resounding throughout the ninja world. It's a pity that in the 3rd Ninja World War, He was hit hard by the 8 inner gates formation worn by Might. Now it can be said that it exists in name only. 4 people were killed and 3 seriously injured. And the 3 people who fled in embarrassment and escaped with 1 life are all dead now. Beheading Loquat Shizang with a big sword, Lei Dao Ya and Black Ho Lei Ya were all killed by Qian Yu in the Snow Clan. The Watermelon Mountain Puffer ghost of the Big Sword Samahata was also killed by his subordinate Hoshigaki Kisame under Qian Yu's plan. The 7 ninja swordsmen of the previous generation were officially declared dead. But now, what Qian Yu wants to form is a brand new group of 7 ninja swordsmen. First of all, the Big Sword Samahata has found the most suitable owner, that is Hoshigaki Kisame. And because of the previous events, Hoshigaki Kisame is also loyal to Qian Yu now. And became the captain of Anbu. As for Lei Daoya, he also found a better master than the Black Ho Lei Ya. Lin Xiyu Yuli. Her lightning style and knife skills are even far above the Black Ho Thunder Yam. It can even exert the most powerful power of Lei Daoya. And the remaining 5 ninja knives, the beheading sword, the double knife flounder, the long knife for stitching, the blunt knife for cutting, and the explosive knife spray, are all in the hands of Gaidong Manue. In fact, the Ghost Lamp clan was originally the 7 ninja swordsmen, the managers of the 7 ninja swords. A summoning scroll of the 7 ninja swords passed down from generation to generation in the family. In the 4th Ninja World War, Impure World Reincarnation's Ghost Lantern Full Moon used this scroll, and summoning produced 4 ninja swords. Qian Yu came to the Gaidong clan and discussed with the patriarch Gaidong Kongyue. The Ghost Lamp family has been passed down from generation to generation. For example, second Mizukage is called Ghost Lantern Moon. Qian Yu also didn't quite understand their naming rules. Of course, Ghost Lantern Kongyue warmly entertained Qian Yu immediately. As Qian Yu supported his family before he became Mizukage, Qian Yu will naturally not treat him badly. Let the Ghost Lamp family have more opportunities in Kirigakure. Ghost Lantern Kongyue was naturally very happy. He called his 2 sons, Gaidong Manue and Gaidong Shueui. Ghost Lantern Watermoon was still a child at this time. I am also full of curiosity about Qian Yu. Gaidong Kongyue had already guessed what Qian Yu meant when he said it, and he didn't have any objections. On the contrary, Ghost Lantern Man Yu herself felt a little bit reluctant. He apparently has a hobby of collecting ninja knives. It's normal for him to be reluctant to hand it over now. But Qian Yu laughed and said, actually, I, like you, also have this hobby of collecting. However, I think that it is much more difficult and meaningful to collect 7 great living beings like the 7 ninja swords than to collect 7 ninja swords. What do you think? Ghost Lantern Full Moon was silent for a moment, and finally nodded. However, now that Kirigakure's talents are withered, can we really get together the reorganized 7 ninja swordsmen? Big Sword Samahata and Lei Daoya already have masters. As for myself, I would choose the double cutter flounder. Who should give the remaining 4? Qian Yu smiled and said, I've thought about this a long time ago. The first is the blunt knife, which I plan to use for your younger brother Shueui. All of a sudden, the expressions of Ghost Lantern Kongyue, Ghost Lantern Full Moon, and Ghost Lantern Watermoon all changed. However, the first 2 were surprised, and Ghost Lantern Watermoon is a surprise. He has also always been very interested in the 7 ninja swordsmen. It's just that because he was too young, his father and elder brother refused to let themselves own one. Unexpectedly, this new master Mizukage would give himself. For a moment, his admiration for Qian Yu became more grateful. Very good. Ghost Lantern Shuei's eyes lit up immediately. Ghost Lantern Man Yu asked, my brother? He is indeed very talented, but isn't he too young? Qian Yu said, ninjas have been cultivated since childhood, let alone elite ninjas like 7 ninja swordsmen? Ninjas and ninja swords also need time to develop relationships and build bonds. I think it's a good thing to cultivate from an early age. Onito Sorizuki nodded. Mizukage-sama is right. Besides, the 2 ninja knives remain in the Ghost Lamp clan, which is also a favor from Mizukage-sama to our clan. Ghost Lantern Full Moon finally nodded. He took out the blunt knife Dugu from the summoning scroll and gave it to his younger brother Gaidong Shueui. Gaidong Shueui caressed this ninja knife, and was ecstatic for a while. Brother, father, and Mizukage-sama. Don't worry, I will definitely not insult the name of the 7 ninja swordsmen. Looking at his firm eyes, the 3 couldn't help laughing. Ghost Lantern Manue asked again. What about the long knife sewing needles and bursting knife droplets? Qian Yu smiled and said, I already have a candidate. Long knife for stitches, I will give it to a member of the Snow Clan, a child named Bai. The Snow Clan? Mizukage-sama's clan. Qian Yu nodded and said, not bad. The ice escape is very suitable for the sharpness and speed of the long knife and the needle, plus the large-scale lethality. That child Bai is also the most talented ninja of the Snow Clan. Qian Yu had indeed considered it long ago. Bai's ice escape magic mirror ice crystal secret technique is the ability to shuttle back and forth in the ice wall. And Bai himself is good at using thousands of attacks. After using a long knife to sew needles, it can exert unparalleled power. Ghost Lantern Moon nodded. What about the blunt knife? Qian Yu smiled and said, Quan Bingwei recommended a boy to me. The name is Chojuro. Ghost Lantern Full Moon said, that boy, I know his name, although he lacks confidence, but his talent is indeed one of the best among the new generation. As expected of Mizukage-sama, everything has already been arranged. Then what about the last dagger? Qian Yu said, I am going to hand it over, and the Peachland will not be cut and used again. Immediately, the faces of the father and son of the Ghost Lamp family changed instantly. Won't the Peachland be cut again? The leader of the rebel army? Hearing Dao Di Zai Bi Yuzan's name, the father and son of the Ghost Lantern clan were all startled. The rebel leader? Qian Yu smiled and said, that's right, that's him. However, for his crime, it is not bad that he was not executed immediately. How could it be possible for him to become one of the new 7 ninja swordsmen? Ghost Lantern Full Moon frowned and asked. Qian Yu sighed with emotion. It's true that Taudi will not be cut again, but who is that against? It's Mizukage from the previous generation that he's been trying to assassinate all along, and wants to stage a coup and overthrow the regime. Because he's dissatisfied with Kirigakure's policy of exacerbating the mists of blood. Essentially, it's the same goal as ours. He looked at the Ghost Lamp Full Moon. If it's treason to be unfaithful to the previous Mizukage, it is impossible for all the elders to stand here today. Ghost Lantern Full Moon's heart skipped a beat. Indeed. When 4th Mizukage Yagura was still in power, Master Yuan secretly contacted the members of the Elders Group, as well as himself, these rising stars, to study countermeasures together. This is essentially a rebellion. But, after all, the degree is different. Qian Yu said. Think about it. Think about why the scale of the rebel army is so large. Is it because of Momochi's charisma? No, it's not, because at that time, Kirigakure and the Country of Water wanted to do the same thing as Momochi Zabuchi. At the end of the day, all he did was conform to public opinion. Gaidong Kongyue sighed. Master Mizukage said so, and it is true. It's just that I'm afraid it's hard to explain to the top management of Miss Shinobi. Qian Yu smiled and said, I'm not the Miss Shinobi executive? What are you afraid of? If Gaidong Kongyue realized something, he was stunned for a moment and burst out laughing. That's right, Mizukage-sama. Ghost Lantern Moon also understood, and then happily handed over the other 3 ninja knives. Qian Yu asked Ringo Yuyuri to escort Minazuki Snow and Minazuki Haku to Kirigakure. Afterwards, Minazuki became the patriarch of the Snow Clan again, responsible for managing the Snow Clan. Even Master Mizukage is a member of the Snow Clan, so naturally no one would dare to provoke him. Qian Yu gave Shui Wuyubai a long knife and needles, which instantly made her eyes light up and she was overjoyed. He rushed forward and gave Qian Yu a big hug. Lin Yuyu said with a smile, I never thought that you, an apprentice, would become the new 7 ninja swordsmen on equal footing with me so soon. Minazuki smiled. Come on, master, don't be surpassed by me. Lin Yuyuli stroked her little head. Don't worry, I won't lose to you, brat. All 3 girls laughed. Afterwards, Qian Yu also handed the explosive knife spray to Kirigakure's rising star Chojuro. Naturally, he is also extremely grateful to the new Mizukage-sama. Finally, there is the beheading sword. Qian Yu came to Miss Shinobi's prison. If you see the peach field, don't cut it again. Although Dao Di Zai Bi Yuzan is in the cell, he also knows what happened outside. Congratulations, Lord 5th Mizukage. Qian Yu smiled lightly. Thank you. Dao Di Zai Bi Yuzan said coldly. When are you going to kill me? Kill you? Have I ever said that? Dao Di Zai Bi Yuzan was taken aback. You won't kill me? Qian Yu laughed and said, why should I kill you? I am the leader of the rebel army. Qian Yu said. The one you betrayed was the previous Mizukage who was controlled by others. Not Kirigakure, nor the Land of Water. Of course, it's not my new Mizukage. Dao Di was taken aback again, never expecting Qian Yu to say that. So, what are you going to do with me? Qian Yu said with a smile. I want to give you the chance to perform crimes and make meritorious deeds. What chance? Qian Yu took out the beheading knife and passed it through the gap in the prison. This is. Dao Di was shocked and turned pale again. The big sword of beheading? You want to give it to me? Good. You're crazy. Qian Yu laughed loudly. Maybe. However, you who are known as the Mist Shinobi Ghostman don't seem to have the right to say that about me. Dao Di Zai Bu Zan ignored his teasing. Do you really think that the current Kirigakure can accept me? What's more, is it to become the 7 ninja swordsman? Qian Yu said. I can accept it, and most of the villagers and ninjas can also accept it. That's enough. Momochi was silent for a long time. It seems that you are indeed different from the previous generation Mizukage. Qian Yu said. Why change when it's the same? However, he is also controlled by others. It cannot be regarded as his fault. At most, it is due to lack of ability. By the way, the one you really want to assassinate should not be him, but the man behind him? I can give you such a chance. Dao Di's heart skipped a beat. Your offer is indeed irresistible. Qian Yu smiled and said, of course, I came prepared. Then what do you want? Qian Yu said indifferently, of course it's your loyalty. Taodi Bujan remained silent for a moment. Then he grabbed the back of the beheading knife, took it with his backhand, grabbed the handle of the knife, and swung it down. He looked at Qian Yu with determination in his eyes. You got it. Mizukage-sama. If Taodi doesn't cut her body, of course she has a cruel and bloody side. That is the inevitable trace that he was born and survived in the blood mist. But Qian Yu knew that he also had a soft side deep in his heart. Not to mention, Momochi Zabuza launched the rebellion, not for himself, but for Kirigakure, for the land of water. Admittedly, there is an aspect of him taking revenge on Kirigakure, who treated him cruelly in the past, by doing so. But in essence, what he did was no different from what Qian Yu did. It's just that the means are different. Looking at Taodi's unwavering gaze at this moment, Qian Yu opened the chains of the prison with a wave of his hand. Dao Di Zai Bu Zan came out with a beheading knife on his back. Qian Yu walked outside. Without saying a word, he silently followed behind Qian Yu. So far, the new 7 ninja swordsmen have all assembled. Broadsword Samahata, Hoshigaki Kisame. Beheaded with a big sword, the peach field will not be cut again. Double knife flounder, full moon with ghostlights. Cutting with a blunt knife, ghostlights and moonlight. Lei Daoya, Lin Xiyu Yuli. Long knife sewing needles, water without moonlight. Explosive knife spray, Chojuro. The new ninja sword 7 formed by Qian Yu is characterized by its youth. Even if it is Hoshigaki Kisame, if the peach ground is not cut, he will only be in his 20s. Others are even younger. Shui Mu Yu Bai, Chong Jiro, and Ghost Lantern Shui Yu are only about 10 years old. However, they all have endless potential. On this day, Qian Yu also announced the birth of the new 7 ninja swordsmen at the meeting after taking office as Mizukage. The entire Kirigakure villagers and ninjas cheered after being shocked. This marks a change and a new life for Kirigakure. Kirigakure's 7 ninja swordsmen will once again become famous in the entire ninja world. After solving this matter, Qian Yu took a break for a while. Of course, this break also comes with a lot of Mizukage work. This day, in Mizukage's office, Qian Yu, who had just finished a day's work, was half lying on a chair exhausted. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. Come in. The person here is Terumi Mei. Qian Yu's heart skipped a beat. It's finally here. It is indeed time to pay for the bet he made with her. Terumi Mei walked in. She was usually heroic and cheerful, but now she was as shy as a little girl. Mizukage-sama. It's you, Terumi Mei. What's up? What's up with Mingbu? Qian Yu said that on purpose, of course he was teasing her. Terumi Mei hurriedly said, No, it's a private matter. Private matter? What private matter? Is there something personal between the two of us? Qian Yu said with a smile on purpose. Terumi Mei said angrily, Did Mizukage-sama forget? Back then you and I made a bet. Qian Yu patted his head. Oh, that's right. If you don't tell me, I really forgot. I just took office recently. There are too many things. Terumi Mei couldn't help feeling a little disappointed. Master Mizukage really forgot? What, is this important to you? Qian Yu asked with a smile. Of course. Very, very important. Only then did Qian Yu stand up and walk in front of Terumi Mei step by step. Yeah? Terumi Mei, are you in such a hurry to fulfill the bet? Terumi Mei looked at Qian Yu's face, who was approaching her, so close, she couldn't help but flushed instantly with embarrassment. He couldn't help but wanted to back away, but Qian Yu grabbed his waist. Me. Qian Yu smiled slightly. Do you think I really forgot? No. I've been waiting for this moment all the time. Terumi Mei's heart was beating wildly. What this moment? Mizukage-sama, I just promised you that I can do one thing. Qian Yu smiled and said, I know, isn't that what I'm doing right now? Terumi Mei was shy and flustered, trying to struggle, but couldn't break free at all. What's more, she didn't want to really break free. The bodies, cheeks, and lips of the two people are slowly getting closer. In Mizukage's office, the atmosphere immediately heated up, and the ambiguity was instantly ignited. Well, Terumi Mei still wanted to struggle, but she felt that Qian Yu's lips had already touched her own. Next moment, her whole body went numb like an electric shock. Afterwards, the whole person was immersed in this wonderful feeling. It's time. It is indeed time. Here in Kirigakure, Qian Yu most wants to conquer Terumi Mei. Now, she offered to throw herself into her arms. Of course Qian Yu would not refuse in the slightest. Then, warm and soft jade in her arms, Qian Yu hugged her body tightly. Both of them then collapsed on Mizukage's desk. A battle belonging to the two Mizukages broke out. I don't know how long it has been. Terumi Mei fell into Qian Yu's arms exhaustedly. A face full of satisfaction and happiness. Qian Yu, I finally fulfilled the agreement with you. Qian Yu smiled and said, What agreement? You haven't finished. I haven't said what I want you to do. Terumi Mei was taken aback for a moment, and then said angrily, You obviously have done everything. Qian Yu laughed and said, That was initiated by you, not at my request. How can it count? Terumi Mei's face flushed instantly. Then, what else do you want? I'm a man of promise. Tell me, what do you want me to do? I will definitely not refuse. Qian Yu leaned closer to her ear. I want to do it again. Terumi Mei's body softened instantly, but she didn't refuse. Qian Yu conquered Terumi Mei and completed the bet between the two. Since then, Terumi Mei has been more obedient to Qian Yu. In front of outsiders, she is the captain of Akira Kirigakure, who can be said to be a strong woman who is under one person and above 10,000 people. But in front of Qian Yu, she turned into that shy little woman again. This feeling, really cool. After Qian Yu brought Minazuki's mother and daughter to Kirigakure, he also arranged a place for them. Lin Yu Yuli also lives with the mother and daughter as a master. After that, Qian Yu also arranged Yingying, a girl from the Soil Spider clan, there. For a while, it can be said that the Golden House has hidden its beauty. Of course, apart from Shui Wuyue Shui, Qian Yu didn't attack anyone else. Lin Haoyu Yuli is arrogant. Even though she likes Qian Yu in her heart, she refuses to admit it. The other two are just children. After solving the matter in the backyard, Qian Yu, Master Mizukage, is facing a new test. That's what happened to the previous Mizukage Yagura. Although he has become insane, he was once Mizukage-sama of Kirigakure after all. What to do now is also waiting for Qian Yu's decision. To this end, Qian Yu also convened a high-level meeting of the Mist Shinobi he formed to discuss. Among them are veteran senior executives such as Yuan Shi, Quanbingwei, and Zhang Ji. Also includes Terumi Mei, Ao, Bai, Hoshigaki Kisame, Oni Lamp Full Moon, and even youngsters like Momochi Zabuzachi. And the Six Tails Jinchuriki Foam also participated in this meeting in particular. After all, this matter has a lot to do with him. Qian Yu said, What do you think about the previous Mizukage? Chang took the lead in expressing his attitude. After all, he was the first to see through the illusion with his white eyes. It is time to speak first. Well, actually, Master Fourth Mizukage, even if he doesn't do anything, I'm afraid he won't be able to last long. He has been controlled by illusion for too long. This kind of mental torture is equivalent to completely destroying his will. Now he is just a walking dead. Everyone was silent, but I also know that what Ching said is the truth. Master Yuan nodded. Well, Master Mizukage of the previous generation, of course we will take good care of him, even if he is weak revolving heaven, we will let him spend his final days decently. Well, although he exacerbated Kirigakure's blood mist, he was also controlled and manipulated, and in the end he was just a victim. Terumi Mei said, "Of course, but the bigger problem is that the Three Tails tail beast is sealed in the body of Master Fourth Mizukage. If Master Fourth Mizukage dies like this, the tail beast will also die together, and even if it will be reborn, where is it born? It's impossible to predict. It is very likely that Kirigakure will lose the strategic weapon Three Tails." This is of course the biggest topic of this meeting. Citrus Yagura is beyond help. It's the Three Tails inside him that matter. Hoshigaki Kisame chuckled. "Everyone dare not say it, so let me say it. Everyone knows the best way now. That is to strip the chakra of Three Tails from the body of the previous Mizukage-sama, and then seal it on the new Jinchuriki. But in this way, it is tantamount to killing him. That's why everyone dare not say it." Bubbles' heart skipped a beat. He couldn't help but think of his master, and let out a long sigh. Qian Yu had told him that his master actually wanted to free him from the fate of Jinchuriki. But the bubble was not so quick to let go. For a while, the meeting fell into silence. This topic is too sensitive, no one dares to speak easily. Dao Di Zai Bu Zan suddenly said, "Let me do it." Everyone immediately looked at him. He said coldly, "I have been assassinating him all the time, no one is more suitable for this crime than me." Qian Yu smiled slightly. If this is the case, then this matter cannot help but seem very ironic. The person who had been assassinated all his life succeeded in killing him after he surrendered to Kirigakure. But at this moment, Kudachi Izumo, the patriarch of the Kudachi clan and the son of Kudachi Yagura, spoke. "No, if you have to do this as a last resort, let me, the patriarch, and his son do it." Qian Yu glanced at him. Although this Goju Izumo is the son of Mizukage, that is, the father of Goju Kagura in the Boruto biography, he is unknown, and his strength and talent are not very strong. Ghost Lantern Full Moon immediately said, "Then aren't you going to be charged with killing your father? Do not make jokes." But, alright. Qian Yu interrupted the discussion among the crowd, and said calmly, "If this must be done, of course I will do it, and there is no other choice. If you don't kill it, you can't really kill the previous Mizukage in front of the Goju family. Patriarch Izumo, it is impossible for you to kill your own father yourself. Only my new Mizukage is the most suitable for this job." All of a sudden there was an uproar. But Qian Yu stopped the commotion with a wave of his hand, and said calmly, "Okay, this matter is settled like this. The more important question now is who will be the next Three Tails Jinchuriki." Everyone could only sigh, knowing that Qian Yu had made up his mind. As for the candidates for Three Tails Jinchuriki, that is indeed a question that requires more careful consideration. New Three Tails Jinchuriki candidates. This is indeed the most critical question. Also, it's clearly not a happy decision. The problem of Jinchuriki is almost the same in all big countries and ninja villages. Once you become a Jinchuriki, you have to endure unimaginable pain and criticism. Take a look at other ninja villages. Even though Gaara is the son of Kazekage, he is still assassinated by his father, hated by villagers, and feared by ninjas. Uzumaki Naruto, also Hokage's son, so what? Killer Bee, Raikage's younger brother, was also treated coldly, and in the end he could only go to Yunlei Gorge to practice in seclusion. A ready-made example, the Six Tails Jinchuriki Bubble, was even forced to defect to the village. Even Yagura himself, who is the fourth Mizukage, although the controversy is much smaller, it is also not easy. So, being a Three Tails Jinchuriki is definitely not a blessing. Everyone didn't speak for a while. Citrus Izumo said, "Since I am inheriting my father's strength, then I can give it a try." Nakayoshi said, "Patriarch Izumo, your intentions are good, but becoming a Jinchuriki requires huge risks, and the requirements for Jinchuriki are also very high. With all due respect, your chakra and strength may not be able to bear such a risk." Goju Izumo fell silent, and could only sigh in the end. Hoshigaki Kisame smiled. "In terms of the amount of chakra, I'm afraid no one can compare to me." That's natural. Hoshigaki Kisame is known as a tailless beast, and the amount of chakra is so large that it is at the same level as Uzumaki Naruto. Except for the god of ninjas like Senju Hashirama, his chakra amount is the absolute first echelon in the entire ninja world. But Qian Yu smiled and shook his head. Using the big sword Samahata, you can devour other people's chakra for your own use. What's more, you are known as a tailless beast. If you become a Jinchuriki, you will not be able to exert your power better. Terumi Mei said in a deep voice, "In terms of the amount of chakra, except for Hoshigaki Kisame and Mizukage-sama, it should be me. I could be a Jinchuriki too." Qian Yu shook his head again. You are an important combat force in the village, and you are also an important person. You can't take that risk. Terumi Mei was taken aback for a moment. Qian Yu's words were obviously protecting herself from both public and private aspects. Of course, Qian Yu is not entirely out of selfishness. Rather, Terumi Mei is indeed not suitable to be a Jinchuriki. Qian Yu sighed. To become a Jinchuriki, I think there are two conditions. The first one is of course one's own physique, talent, and strength. At least, if it's Jonin, maybe even more. The second. You need to have a broad mind, tolerance, gentleness, optimism, and upward. In short, it takes a loving heart. Qian Yu here is not provocative, or shouting some false slogans. But because tailed beasts and Jinchuriki are such a thing. Ultimately, tailed beasts are nothing more than creations made by chakra. Their intelligence and emotional intelligence are just that. As powerful as 9 tails, the demon fox was not convinced by Uzumaki Naruto's successful escape. Not to mention other tailed beasts, they are actually very simple in nature. The Jinchuriki of one-tail Shuhei is to win the respect of Shuhei with love. The same goes for Jinchuriki Killer Bee from 8 Tails Gyuki. Uzumaki Naruto is certainly the same. The first Jinchuriki of 9 tails, Uzumaki Mito also once told Uzumaki Kushina. The more Jinchuriki you are, the more you have to fill your heart with love. This sounds like hypocritical nonsense, but it actually does work. After hearing Qian Yu's words, everyone nodded in approval. However, does Kirigakure have such a candidate at this time? At this time, Hoshigaki Kisame suddenly said, actually, according to Mizukage-sama, I have a very suitable candidate. Qian Yu couldn't help asking curiously, who? Mei-ru. Who is that? Qian Yu really didn't know. Even if he was familiar with the original work, he didn't know. Hoshigaki Kisame said, she was originally working in the Anbu intelligence department under the Suiguishan Puffer Ghost, just like me. Now Anbu's squad leader. Her strength is very strong, second only to me in Anbu. And, in terms of love and tenderness, no one can match her. Qian Yu's heart suddenly moved, he remembered. There is indeed such a female ninja. Carried out a mission with Hoshigaki Kisame, and was ordered by Suiguayama Puffer Ghost to kill all his companions in order to keep a secret. Although this Miru is very gentle towards Hoshigaki Kisame. In the end Hoshigaki Kisame still killed her. However, Miru didn't hate Hoshigaki Kisame before she died. On the contrary, he said gently, you are carrying so many heavy burdens, life must be very difficult. Thinking of this, Qian Yu couldn't help feeling a lot of emotion. That said, there is indeed no more gentle ninja than her. But, Qian Yu said, well, as you said, she is indeed a good candidate, but it depends on whether she is willing or not. If other people have recommendations, they can also tell me. Yes, Mizukage-sama. After the meeting, Qian Yu carefully reviewed all the recommended candidates he received. I found that the female ninja Miru recommended by Hoshigaki Kisame is the most suitable. So he called Miru to Mizukage's office, tell her about it. Miru had obviously learned about it in advance and was mentally prepared. So, what do you think? Qian Yu looked at the female ninja who was so gentle that it made people feel distressed. Miru just smiled softly. Mizukage-sama, I accept. Qian Yu couldn't help but frown slightly. Are you really willing? It's not a small thing. Once you become a Jinchuriki, the consequences are irreversible. Miru smiled, I know. But, Mizukage-sama from the previous generation could become a Jinchuriki, why can't I? Also, I have also heard Mizukage-sama's criteria for choosing Jinchuriki. To be honest, there is really no one more suitable than me. Qian Yu sighed. It's just that you have to bear a lot of burdens in this way. Mei-ru smiled and said, in this world, who doesn't carry a lot of burdens? The same is true for you, Mizukage-sama, and the future of Kirigakure in the land of water is on your shoulders. Compared to you, there is only so much I can do. Qian Yu couldn't help feeling a lot of emotion. Miru was indeed as she remembered, a woman who was gentle and considerate to the point of ultimate. However, as she said, she is indeed the most suitable candidate. Okay, since you have decided, I promise you too. I will never let you become the object of criticism in the village. Also, I will soon find out how to become the perfect Jinchuriki. Miru was taken aback, then smiled. Why are you laughing? Miru said. Master Mizukage said that I am gentle, but actually I think you are the most gentle one, Master Mizukage? Me? Gentle? Qian Yu couldn't help scratching his head and gave a wry smile. Well, maybe you didn't even notice it yourself. Facing such a woman, what else could Qian Yu say? Then thank you for your compliment. Subsequently, the Three Tails Jinchuriki was approved at the elders' meeting. And Qian Yu also walked into Yagura's room. Of course, with Miru. No one is allowed to follow. Even if it is a member of the Goju family, or even the natural son of Goju Izumo, it is the same. But they didn't object. Because everyone knows that it is a relief for him to let Yagura go at this time. Qian Yu became Mizukage, and naturally got Kirigakure's most secret forbidden technique, sealing technique and so on. Also familiar with the method of sealing and stripping the power of the tailed beast. He and Miru came to Yagura's room. It's empty, and there is only one person. Looking at this poor man with a baby face who has been manipulated and controlled for most of his life. Qian Yu could only sigh with emotion. I hope you won't suffer in the next life. Subsequently, he immediately started the procedure of stripping the power of the tailed beast. Citrus Yagura couldn't help but let out a scream. But Qian Yu didn't pay attention. Staying at this time is just a greater cruelty to him. Soon, the blood-red tail beast chakra rushed out of Yagura's body. Although it was only chakra, he roared wildly, trying to become the body of the Three Tails tailed beast. Of course Qian Yu would not give him this chance. Immediately used the arcane sealing techniques to suppress the tail beast chakra. And the moment when all the power of the tailed beast was stripped away. Goju Yagura finally collapsed. Breathed out his last breath. At that moment, Qian Yu seemed to see that his eyes regained their vitality. Even the corners of his mouth showed a sense of relief and pleasure. But all this is fleeting. Yagura, the citrus, is gone. Qian Yu didn't waste time, immediately suppressed the power of Three Tails tailed beast, and began to seal it into Miru's body. Ah! Miru couldn't help showing a look of pain, but she still held on and endured. Until, the berserk Three Tails tail beast chakra was all successfully sealed. On Miru's lower abdomen, a sealed spell appeared. Three Tails was successfully sealed. Miru became Kirigakure's new Three Tails Jinchuriki. Qian Yu silently helped her get dressed. Then he picked her up, went to the room, and gently put her on the bed. Mizukage-sama, Qian Yu hissed. Don't say anything, just take a good rest. Miru smiled tiredly but gently, and nodded. A few days later. Miru gradually got used to the power of the Three Tails tail beast, and also began to get acquainted with her Jinchuriki identity. Qian Yu called her and the Six Tails Jinchuriki foam to Mizukage's office. Bubble, Miru. I promised you that I would find a way to be the perfect Jinchuriki. This is all the secret scrolls one got from the previous Mizukage. In it is written how Yagura, the citrus fruit, becomes the perfect Jinchuriki. Of course, none of these methods are perfect, and there is no guarantee that they will be successful. The most important point, as I said, is to use love to influence the tail beasts in the body, so that they will willingly become Jinchuriki's companions and partners. Miru and Bubble looked at each other, and both took the scroll from Qian Yu's hand. Bubble glanced at it, and said in silence for a moment, "Thank you, Mizukage-sama." Miru smiled softly. "Mizukage-sama, I will do my best." Her smile does have the power to heal everything. Qian Yu couldn't help laughing along with him. Qian Yu's goal is to make Kirigakure have the double perfect Jinchuriki. At that time, the forces of nature will greatly increase. Of course, becoming a perfect Jinchuriki does not happen overnight. Qian Yu was not in such a hurry either. Since becoming 5th Mizukage, Qian Yu has been dealing with the aftermath of the blood mist. The citrus Yagura is dead. Various previous policies that exacerbated the blood mist have also been abolished. The major families ushered in a new dawn. Qian Yu encouraged the ninjas of the major families, especially the new generation of ninjas, to come to Kirigakure. Inside Kirigakure, the Ghost Lamp Clan, Dried Persimmon Clan, Citrus Clan, Black Pick Clan, etc. were also summoned. And those families scattered all over the place. For example, the Snow Clan, the Earth Spider Clan, and even the Teru Yoruichi clan who have been fighting against Kirigakure. They were also subdued and controlled by Qian Yu. The Wei Yoruichi family is rumored to be a descendant family of Otsutsuki Kagaya. Possesses the ability to manipulate bones and blood successors. The most famous of these, of course, is Kagaya Kimimaro. It's a pity that in the original work, because the Wei Yoruichi clan rebelled in Kirigakure, they were all beheaded and exterminated. Kimimaro is the only one left in the whole family. Then he met Orochimaru, who was brainwashed and taken away for training, but eventually died in the battle with Gaara. So far, the Wei Yoruichi clan has been completely extinct. And in this world, because of Qian Yu's early intervention, the blood mist was ended. Also conquered the Wei Yoruichi clan. Naturally, Kimimaro will not be abducted by Orochimaru again. Knowing his talent, Qian Yu brought him from the Wei Yoruichi tribe to Kirigakure to train him well. Kimimaro was actually only 15 years old when he died. It was only 2 or 3 years older than Uzumaki Naruto and others at the time. Now he is about the same age as Minazuka-bai and others. Qian Yu restarted Kirigakure's ninja school. Ninja school comes to a standstill after Momoji Zabuken kills all his fellows. This has also led to a discontinuity in Kirigakure's ninja over the years. The genius ninjas of the major families are basically cultivated by their own families, such as Ghost Lantern Full Moon, Ghost Lantern Water Moon, and even Minazuka-bai. And now, after Qian Yu restarted the ninja school, teenagers from major families can receive education in the ninja system again. Soon, the whole Kirigakure was booming. In the younger generation, although many ninjas are already strong, they still enter the ninja school to study. For example, Minazuki Shiro, Chojuro, Kagaya Kimimaro, Earth Spider Hotaru, Onito Suigetsu and so on. And this group of teenagers will also become the future of Kirigakure. Kirigakure's blood mist ends. The news that the new 5th Mizukage Qian Yu was born. It quickly spread throughout the ninja world. Unlike the previous closed policy of Kirigakure, Qian Yu is now open to communicate with the ninja world outside. There is no way out if the country is closed to the outside world. Of course Qian Yu understood this truth. He quickly announced the changes of Kirigakure to other great powers under the name of 5th Mizukage. It also declares that Qian Yu, as Mizukage, has officially stepped onto the stage of the Quanin world. The current Kirigakure is under the leadership of Qian Yu. It can be said that it is a rapid development, and the power is advancing by leaps and bounds. With Qian Yu, the powerful 5th Mizukage Sama. With 3 tails Jinchuriki Miru, 6 tails Jinchuriki Foam. It has the Ming department formed by elite ninjas such as Terumi Mei, Ching, and Bai. Has Anbu under the leadership of Hoshigaki Kisame. Owns Kwanbei, Nakayoshi, Yuenshi and other veteran figures. There are new 7 ninja swordsmen, Hoshigaki Kisame, Momochi Zabuza, Onito Full Moon, Onito Suigetsu, Minazuka-bai, Chojuro, Ringo Yuyuri. It has the support of the Ghost Lamp family, the Citrus family, the Dried Persimmon family, the Black Hoe family, the Snow family, the Soil Spider family, the Wei Yoruichi family and other major families. It can be said that it is really developing rapidly in the direction of a comeback. As for Qian Yu's own strength, after many battles, his frozen fruit ability has already been raised to an extremely high level. Now it has broken through the 10th level. No matter what kind of frozen fruit's ability is, its power has skyrocketed. Especially the trick of the Ice Age, which is now enough to freeze a hill and a river in an instant. Moreover, Qian Yu integrated frozen fruit and ice escape secret art through the deduction system. Created many new moves and abilities. His strength is top-notch even among cage-level powerhouses. Even infinitely approaching super cage level. In today's ninja world, it is already at the peak. Just when Kirigakure 5th Mizukage Qian Yu was born and became famous in the Quanin world. Sanagakure also conveyed goodwill. In fact, before this, Sanagakure and Kirigakure had been at odds. Rather, there are constant disputes between the two sides, and the hatred is as deep as the sea. But in this ninja world, there are no eternal enemies, only eternal interests. A conflict broke out between Sanagakure and Iwagakure, and Sanagakure couldn't face the two great powers at once, so he asked Kirigakure for peace. And try to unite with Kirigakure to fight against Iwagakure. For this reason, they even set out conditions that were very humiliating to the country. Among them, it includes the condition of betraying the Sand Shinobi hero, Hakura, who has defeated Kirigakure many times, to Kirigakure. Qian Yu looked at the confidential letter from 4th Kazekage Luo Sha. I can't help feeling a sigh in my heart. This Luo Sha is really a scam. To his own family, to cheat his own son. To his own village, to cheat his own companions. Yi Kang? In the original work, she was betrayed by Sanagakure like this, and died a horrible death. However, Qian Yu smiled slightly. This time, everything will be different. Qian Yu finished reading the scroll written by 4th Kazekage Luo Sha to himself. I was also emotional for a while. It should be said that there are many shadows of the 5 major countries cheating their fathers. But it is indeed rare to see such pits as Luosha. It is not uncommon for one's own son to become a Jinchuriki. But he sent people to assassinate his son crazily, even forced his uncle to assassinate his nephew, and made him say that his mother hated him all the time before he died. Isn't this trying to blacken Jinchuriki or something? Out of fear Gaara won't go berserk. Luosha's explanation is that Gaara is a failed Jinchuriki, so he wants to stimulate his greater potential. Listen. Is this a human language? What's more, if this kind of Jinchuriki is really stimulated to its potential and is so stimulated, wouldn't Sanagakure Hanmura be the first to suffer? Luosha's show operation is not limited to these, and he cooperated with Orochimaru to launch the Konoha collapse plan. It can also be said to be a last resort. However, he was killed by Orochimaru on the way, without any political awareness and means. Afterwards Sanagakure's ninjas are almost entirely about dying. In this battle, Orochimaru killed Sarutobi Hiruzen in revenge. Although Konoha village suffered a lot of losses, it also withstood the joint attack of Orochimaru's Yinin village and Sanagakure. Sealed Orochimaru's hands, defeated Gaara, and shattered Konoha Honkai's plan. So who is the biggest victim? Undoubtedly Sanagakure. Kazekage was killed, the ninja forces suffered heavy losses, and had to be forced to seek peace with Konoha and became a vassal again. Of course, Luosha has credit. It was when 3rd Kazekage disappeared in Cloud Shinobi village suddenly invaded that it successfully resisted the invasion of foreign enemies. He thus became the 4th Kazekage, but the subsequent policy is really not wise. Yi Kang is a prime example. In order to join forces with the former enemy, he did not hesitate to sacrifice the heroes of the village. In this way, who would work hard for the village? It's completely killing the chicken and picking the egg. For a while, you may have received help from the enemy, but after a long time, the village or foreign enemies will look down on you. Qian Yu smiled. He had his own plan for this matter. Soon, Sanagakure's messenger group arrives, headed by Sanagakure's hero, Hakura of Scorch-style blood successor limit. Yi Kang is a female ninja who looks a little cold on the outside, but is actually very gentle. Show no mercy to your enemies, but treating companions and disciples is like spring breeze. However, such an excellent and powerful ninja was betrayed by his own village and his own Kazekage. She took several Sanagakure ninjas to the land of water. Because Luosha's order was to send her to make peace with Kirigakure. So it is impossible to bring too many ninja troops. More importantly, Luosha said that when Kirigakure comes, there will naturally be Sanagakure's ninja reinforcements. Yi Kang naturally believed it. Soon, she sensed the presence of Chakra, a ninja. So he waved his hand immediately. The subordinates behind him stopped moving. Yi Kang calmly asked, "Is it Kirigakure's reinforcements?" The ninjas who had been ambushing around showed their heads one by one. They are indeed all wearing Kirigakure's ninja costumes. Even, he was able to match the secret signal given by Yi Kang. This is of course, the password was originally provided by Fengying Luosha. Yi Kang felt relieved. Okay. But this time we are here to negotiate peace in Kirigakure. If we bring too many ninja troops, our sincerity will be doubted. So you're still waiting here. Unless it is absolutely necessary, it is best not to show up. Those Sanagakure ninja army all nodded in agreement. Hakura nodded, ready to take those subordinates to Kirigakure. But at this moment, suddenly, boom. With a loud noise, the whole earth exploded suddenly. Countless detonating talismans exploded in an instant, shaking the ground for a while, flying sand and flying stones. Yi Kang was taken aback, but she was experienced in many battles after all. Immediately launched the body flicker technique, flew out, and avoided the continuous attack of detonators. But at this moment, countless kunai shurikens shot from all directions. Yi Kang frowned, and immediately took out his kunai to intercept and defend. Dang 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 dang. Dang 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 dang. For a while, the sound of gold and iron clashing sounded continuously. What are you doing? Yi Kang roared angrily while fighting. Naturally, these ambush enemies would not talk nonsense. It's just that the offensive is getting more and more violent. Water style. Water dragon bomb. Several Kirigakure's ninjas burst into chakra and power at the same time. Immediately, one after another water dragons soared into the sky, roaring towards Yi Kang. Wind style. Great breakthrough. Yi Kang immediately counterattacked the defense, and the roaring hurricane blasted those water dragon bombs away. But she also finally understood. You guys, are the ninjas of Kirigakure? Ambush us by reinforcements disguised as Sanagakure? Although no one responded, Yi Kang confirmed his guess. However, there are more questions like this. Why does Kirigakure know exactly where he landed? Why would Kirigakure know that he is waiting for reinforcements? Most importantly, why do the ninjas of Kirigakure know the password to communicate with the Sand Shinobi ninja army? Suddenly, a creepy idea appeared in her mind. Difficult, could it be that? Just at this very moment. Boom. Hakura escaped the attack of the ninja army in Kirigakure's ambush. Suddenly, he was stabbed in the back. It is his most loyal subordinate. Yi Kang looked back in disbelief, his eyes were full of shock and sadness. You. The ninja obviously couldn't bear it, but he still said firmly, I'm sorry, Master Yi Kang. This is an order from Kazekage-sama. This is Kazekage-sama's order. Hearing these words, Yi Kang fell into despair completely. Why? I have been conscientious, not afraid of life and death, and risked my life to protect Sanagakure. As a result, did you get treated like this? Apparently she also understood that the ambush by Kirigakure's ninja army and the leak of the contact code were all just conditions for Kazekage to flatter Kirigakure in order to get rid of herself. She took a quick step forward and pulled out the blade that had pierced her back. Blood spurted out. She likes to wear backless outfits. Her fair and delicate skin was originally as smooth as snow. Unique in Sanagakure, very rare. But now, they were all stained red with blood. Moreover, he was still betrayed by his own companions. At this time, the subordinates behind Yi Kang shouted at the same time, ninjas of Kirigakure, kill her. This is a gift from our Kazekage-sama to the new Mizukage-sama. Hearing such shouts, Yi Kang's last glimmer of hope was also cut off. Her eyes went dark, as if she saw an endless abyss. It turned out that all his companions had betrayed him. No, more than that. My own village, the village I desperately guarded, has completely betrayed me. What's the point of living like this? Yi Kang couldn't help but let out a sigh and a wry smile. She wasn't ready to struggle. The ninjas of Sanagakure were overjoyed. If Yi Kang struggled and fought desperately, they would have to pay a heavy price to kill her and complete the task. But now, since she gave up, she can't blame herself. Allies of Kirigakure, let's fight together and kill her as the beginning of Sand Shinobi Mist Shinobi joining forces. Good. Kirigakure's ninja army replied. Then, for a moment, ninjas of Sanagakure and Kirigakure. At the same time, all kinds of kunai shurikens and even detonating symbols were shot towards Yi Kang. In the original, she died like this. The white and smooth back is full of kunai and shuriken. However, this time, there was a sudden change. The kunai shuriken detonating symbol in Kirigakure's ninja's hand didn't even shoot at Hakura. Instead, it shot towards those Sanagakure ninjas behind her. For a moment, bang bang bang, rumble, boom. In an instant, only a few Sanagakure ninjas were all killed. Yi Kang was taken aback for a moment, not understanding what happened for a moment. She glanced at the dead companion behind her. Then he looked at Kirigakure's ninja army in astonishment. Why? Just then, a man stepped out of the Mist Shinobi army. He smiled slightly at Yi Kang. It is Mr. 5th Mizukage of Kirigakure. Qian Yu. You are. Yi Kang naturally knows Qian Yu's name, and now the entire ninja world knows about this new Mizukage who was born out of nowhere. He single-handedly quelled the Kirigakure rebellion, recovered the Six Tails Jinchuriki, and succeeded in assuming Mizukage. After that, he made great efforts to bring order to an end, ending the blood mist and ending the decades of chaos in Kirigakure. Make more use of talents, reform government affairs, develop education, and open diplomacy. Let the whole Kirigakure rise rapidly. Yi Kang was also very curious about this man. When I saw him today, I felt the strange charm of him. Yes, I am the one you think of. Yi Kang was surprised. Kirigakure's new Mizukage, Master Qian Yu? Right. Hey, what's going on here? Qian Yu laughed and said, you should be very clear. Yi Kang was silent. She is indeed very clear that her current situation is betrayed by her own village. Now, the entire ninja world has no place for itself. My own existence itself has no meaning. I understand that I was betrayed by Kazekage-sama and Sanagakure. But I don't understand, why didn't you kill me? Isn't this a good show you and Master Feng Ying made together? Or, do you want to keep it and torture me slowly? Qian Yu smiled and said, I really want to torture you slowly. The method is, let you survive. Yi Kang frowned. You, what did you say? Qian Yu said. Death is so simple, a kunai and a shuriken can solve it. But living is the most painful thing, isn't it? Yi Kang murmured. Indeed. I'd rather die now. Qian Yu said. However, it may not be impossible to regard it as an opportunity to gain a new life. Freshman. I don't have that qualification, and I don't have that kind of life anymore. Qian Yu said. I said you have. Yi Kang was taken aback. She is a smart person, otherwise she would not have lived so long. Mizukage-sama, you want to recruit me? You are really smart. This is betrayal. Qian Yu glanced at her and smiled. Yi Kang was stunned for a moment. Yes, I have been betrayed by Sanagakure and Kazekage. Now, in turn, what are you talking about betraying the village? But, I'm a Sanagakure ninja after all, and... Qian Yu waved his hand. There is no need to talk about the past. I'm just asking about your current choice. Yi Kang was silent for a long time. Finally said, Can I? Qian Yu smiled. Yi Kang looked at Qian Yu's smile, as if a drowning man had grasped a life-saving straw. Could it be that there is still hope in my own life? However, I was so loyal to Sanagakure, but it ended up like this. Wouldn't Kirigakure be any better? Qian Yu seemed to see through her mind. Number 1, Kirigakure is really no different from Sanagakure. But I'm different from Fengying Luosha. Second, you should know the fate of the people I recruited. Even if the peach land of the rebellion is not cut, it will be reused. Third, even if it's for profit, I'm currently employing people. A good ninja like you is most needed. Fourth, do you have any other options? Yi Kang was stunned for a moment. Indeed, what Qian Yu said was correct, and he had completely seen through his mind. Especially since I really don't have any other options. Then. Yi Kang nodded, and then the ninja knelt down in great pain on his back. Mizukage-sama. Qian Yu smiled, stepped forward and helped her up. Then, he used a hemostatic technique to help her stop the blood on her back. Thank you. Mizukage-sama. Yi Kang was not used to it for a while, especially a Mizukage who was so gentle to him. Qian Yu patted her on the shoulder and said with a smile, Okay. Since I joined Kirigakure, I will be a companion from now on. Anbu, take her to take a good rest and recuperate. Yes, Mizukage-sama. Immediately, Yi Kang was well taken care of and brought back to Kirigakure for treatment and recovery. Before leaving, she took a deep look at Qian Yu. Finally, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Qian Yu also smiled back. Qian Yu successfully recruited Yi Kang, giving Kirigakure another powerful supporter. Naturally, this matter quickly reached Luo Sha's ears. He suddenly flew into a rage. It's one thing to kill Yi Kang, but another to recruit her. Qian Yu's actions made him look like a human being inside and out. Inside Sanagakure, many people have begun to doubt this Kazecage's approach. Sell? The heroes of your village to the enemy in exchange for a short-lived alliance. This made many ninjas feel extremely chilled. More importantly, even this did not achieve the purpose. Instead, Yi Kang was disheartened, and was recruited by Kirigakure's new Mizukage, and became Kirigakure's man. This made Luo Sha a big joke in the entire ninja world. Moreover, although he was furious, he had no way to accuse Qian Yu and Kirigakure. Because at this time Sand Shinobi is at war with Rock Shinobi. There is nothing we can do to provoke new big countries as enemies. For a time, Luo Sha could be described as internal and external troubles. Actually, during this period of time, the major countries were not very peaceful. Iwagakure is fighting Sanagakure. At this time, Konoha village was on the eve of the Uchiha genocide. The atmosphere in the whole Konoha village is extremely depressing. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, Utatane Kaharu, Mitokado Homura and other Konoha veterans F4 are all eyeing the Uchiha family. Within the Uchiha clan, the patriarch Uchiha Fugaku is still hesitant. But the clan's civil war sentiment has become increasingly high. The key person in the middle, Uchiha Itachi, has become a double agent. The only peaceful place is Cloud Shinobi village. Third Raikage was defeated after a battle against Rock Shinobi's army of ninjas. Fourth Raikage is in charge of Cloud Shinobi village. Plus his younger brother 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee, 2 Tails Jinchuriki 2 by Wooden Golem and so on. Cloud Shinobi village can be said to be the strongest ninja village with the most stable situation. Therefore, Cloud Shinobi village has indeed been eyeing the outside world. For example, there was a battle with Konoha village a few years ago. After the truce, they even sent envoys to plunder Konoha village's white-eyed blood following the boundary. That incident ended with the death of the younger brother of the head of the Hyuga clan, Hyuga Hazashi. It is precisely because other great powers have their own contradictions. Under the leadership of Qian Yu, Kirigakure had the time and opportunity to rise rapidly. Except for Cloud Shinobi Village, of course. At the same time, in a hidden underground base, a mysterious man wearing a mask walked in, and following behind him was a man named Ju. I heard that Kirigakure has a new Mizukage-sama. In other words, Yagura, which you manipulated with illusion before, died. Absolutely smiled. The mysterious masked man didn't pay much attention. It doesn't matter, I manipulated the citrus Yagura to intensify the blood mist, and it was just a whim. For me, it doesn't make much sense. He gave him a desperate look. Really? Isn't it because the woman you love the most died at the hands of a Kirigakure ninja? The mysterious masked man suddenly stopped in his tracks. Then he turned his head and looked at Ju. You talk too much. Ju smiled. Okay, I can shut up, but this new Mizukage-sama, I heard that he has great powers. Are you not afraid that he will affect our follow-up plan? Especially, the two-tailed beasts of Kirigakure. The mysterious masked man said coldly. Don't worry, I have plans. Qian Yu. HMPH. Mizukage's throne, it's not that easy to sit on. The relationship between the mysterious masked man and Ju is very complicated. On the surface, the two are in a cooperative relationship. But in fact, it is definitely nothing more than a tool used by Uchiha Madara to monitor the mysterious masked man, Uchiha Obito. Uchiha Obito certainly wouldn't open his heart to him. Absolutely the same. As Ju said, the reason Uchiha Obito controls Yagura is to intensify blood mist. It was not a whim at all, but an opportunity for revenge. It's nothing more than because of Nohara Rin's death, he hated Kirigakure to the bone. But on the other hand, controlling Kirigakure really doesn't have much to do with Project Tasuki no Mi, which he's about to execute. So although Yagura died and the new Mizukage took office, for Uchiha Obito, it was not something that had to be dealt with. Of course, whether it is from the energy you have paid before or your personal feelings. He wouldn't let Kirigakure go so easily. But at least for now, his attention is all on another matter. That is, of course, the extermination of the Uchiha clan. These days, he has met Uchiha Itachi, and agreed upon the cooperation between the two after the night of genocide. He takes Uchiha Itachi out of Konoha village and joins the Akatsuki organization. In return, Uchiha Itachi will become a pawn in his plan. It is precisely because of the turmoil in all major countries in the entire ninja world. So Qian Yu seized this time to vigorously develop Kirigakure's economy and influence. In this ninja world, there is a mutual cooperative relationship between Ninja Village and big countries. Ninja Village is in charge of war, and the state is in charge of finances. Of course, this does not mean that there are no other forms of war between countries. It's not that Ninja Village doesn't have its own finances. But the entire ninja system, accepting tasks, completing executions, and receiving rewards, is indeed the responsibility of each major country. It's as small as Uzumaki Naruto helping the daimyo's wife find a cat, which is a D-level task. An S-rank mission so big that only elite Jonin can complete it. And when Pain sent out the Super Shenluo Tianzheng, he flattened the entire Konoha village. When rebuilding, Konoha village will also ask the Fire Nation daimyo for funding assistance. After all, as a ninja village, it is still too small compared to the whole country. The same goes for Water Country and Kirigakure. Before that, Kirigakure's relationship with the Land of Water was also very stiff because of the blood mist. Even contradictory. Not to mention grant aid. But after Qian Yu came to power, he sent Yuan Shi to be responsible for contacting the country of water. In addition to easing the relationship, it also provided many suggestions for the restoration of financial and economic development. In addition to restoring the most basic system of the ninja system, Qian Yu also developed various routes to boost the economy. Kirigakure is getting bigger and bigger. All kinds of shops gathered one after another, and the traffic on the street became more and more prosperous. He also encouraged the major ninja clans to relocate to or near Kirigakure. Let the surrounding population continue to increase. With the ability of freezing, Qian Yu connected the island where Kirigakure is located and dozens of surrounding small islands. Just reach out and pat, you can build a bridge between two small islands and across the sea. And, never defrost, always firm and stable. This is the strength Qian Yu is developing at this moment. The country of water was originally a country of archipelagos composed of dozens of hundreds of islands. Before, because they were not connected to each other, most of the time they were in a state of separate development. But now, because of Qian Yu's icebridge connection, all kinds of commercial economy and trade have become active soon. Not only Kirigakure, but the entire land of water began to radiate vitality. Besides, after Qian Yu ended the blood mist and opened up the country, he also vigorously developed connections with other countries. In addition to the other 4 major countries, it also includes those non-ninja countries that are also on the sea. For example, the country of craftsmen, the country of rainbow, the country of tea and so on. These countries are also very prosperous, rich in craftsmen, tea and so on, leading to reforms in all aspects of domestic affairs, diplomacy, economics and military education. The whole of Kirigakure, and even the entire land of water, is booming. All the people and ninjas admire Qian Yu, the new Mizukage. Qian Yu is busy with various affairs. Also rest and relax for a while. For example, he will visit the other courtyard where the water has no moon and snow, and the water has no moon and white. Now apart from the mother and daughter, there are also Ringo Yuyuri and the earth spider Yingying all living here. Of course, this did not delay the communication between Qian Yu and Minazuki Snow. But on this day, when Qian Yu went, Mizuna Yushui was not at home. Instead, it was Ringo Yuyuri who was practicing with Minazuki Shiro. Bai Wang was excited when he saw Qian Yu. Brother Qian Yu. No, Master Mizukage. Qian Yu smiled and pinched her little face. From now on at home, you can call me Brother Qian Yu. That's great. Brother Qian Yu. Bai Xiao blushed and looked at Qian Yu. Are you here to find your mother? But, she's not at home, she's gone out to buy delicious food. Yeah. Then let me see you too, at this time. Lin Haoyu Yuli suddenly made up his mind. She said to Bai. Bai, you should cultivate yourself first, I have something to say to your elder brother Qian Yu. Okay, teacher. So Lin Yuyu took Qian Yu to her room. Looking at this tsundere woman with small fangs, Qian Yu smiled slightly. Okay. What do you want to say? Lin Yuyuli blushed like never before. I think, before he finished speaking, Qian Yu had already hugged her in his arms. No need to say anything.